Hey guys, so the game is currently in game-wide maintenance for, I think by the time this video goes up, it'll still be in maintenance for about another 3 to 3.5 hours. So we have a bit more to wait before we can get into the game and get summoning and get showcasing and all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the data mines here because we just can't get into the game. Again, you guys know I always like to do the breakdowns in-game if possible, but that's just not possible right now. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the data mines that we have while the game is in maintenance. Looks like they are having us re-download a bunch of the assets from the game. This is very typical. We see this happen all the time with these major app updates. We got this with the dynamic battle system where they made us re-download a bunch. It was like I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was a couple of gigabytes we had to re-download for the game. So it was a pretty sizable download. I imagine the same thing will happen here. Here is the full art for Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, definitely looking pretty good. Here are supporter assets. So this is, I think, for the main part, what I think this app-wide, game-wide maintenance is for. They are implementing the supporter mechanic into the game, but it's not actually going to be released until September. Whether it's going to be next week or the week after, I'm not sure, but they're at least getting the game ready for the supporter mechanic to release. I don't know what this is. This is probably just part of the UI. This is probably some kind of gauge. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's like for the different types of supporters. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what this is for. So probably just going to be part of the UI of the supporter menu or something like that. Here's some actual files, I guess. I'm not sure. Just part of the supporter abilities. It'll be interesting to see if they actually input like images into the game of supporters that we could see. I doubt they would do that because they know we can see into the game. But there's some files in the game that are obviously related to the supporter mechanic. We have some new card sleeves. This is isn't this like GT Vegeta after coming out of the shower or something? I haven't watched GT in like a decade or something, so I don't remember this exact scene, but this is funny. All cards got thumbnail images like the Ultras. I'm not entirely sure what this means. Does that mean like title screen level art? I don't know. Then this doesn't particularly seem very high quality. Okay, so I guess we could talk about this. I just briefly glanced at this because somebody was posting about this. There is a new type of, I guess, pity, quote unquote pity on the banner. Let's open up this image in a new tab here. Limited time offer, or I guess limited time only. If not obtained, guaranteed to drop on 600th summon. 600th summon. So let's just quickly go over here. Okay, we can actually see this in the website. That's good. So the banner format has not actually changed in terms of the steps themselves. The way I think this is going to work, I mean, this is not particularly clear, right? I mean, just based off of what they're saying here, this is not particularly clear. I think the way this is going to work is every character that you obtain is counted as one summon. So because they're saying the 600th summon, and every single character that you get counts as one summon, I think it just means on the 60th multi-summon, you're guaranteed to get a copy of Vegeta if you have not pulled him. I think. I think it should count the free summon. I don't know. This is not something I'm just going to magically know how it works until we actually get into the game and try it out. But this is their first ever attempt at kind of modifying the Ultra Banner format in the form of a pity system. Now this is like what I would call strict pity. And the reason why I'm calling it strict pity is because you can't even use this if you pull Vegeta. This is for somebody who's going like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is your favorite character and you're going balls deep into this banner. And you're like, all right, I'm just going to summon until I pull a copy of Vegeta. I've been saving, you know, for 2 years for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta to come out. And you know, God damn it, I'm gonna pull Vegeta. That's, you know, that's basically what the type of person that this is aimed at. That person goes into the banner and goes 60k CC without pulling a copy of Vegeta. At that point, that's when this would kick in, and it would essentially just give that person a copy of the character. And because it says guaranteed to drop, I am assuming that they would also drop at 2000 Z power. So that's what this is looking like. So assuming, I guess I can quickly try and figure out, because again, assuming it actually does count the free summons, so it's 600 characters, I think is what this is saying. So that would be, what, 600 divided by 40 is 15, and then it would be 15 times 3 is 45. So it would be 45k CC, I think, to trigger this pity. So if you go 45k CC in on this banner, and you don't pull Vegeta, you are guaranteed to get a copy of Vegeta, is my understanding of how this works. Again, assuming it counts the free multi. You know what would feel terrible? If you're 44k, if you're 43k CC in and you haven't pulled Vegeta, and then on the 44k CC multi summon you pull a copy, because you would have pulled one on the 45k CC pull anyway, right? And then if you pull one on the 44k CC multi summon, you're then not going to get a copy of it because it goes away. Because it's again, this is restricted if you have not obtained Vegeta. If not obtained. I don't know if they needed to put this in here. I mean, this is like the strictest form of pity I think I've ever seen in in any kind of game before. You have to spend 45,000 CC, and you have to not pull a copy of the character, and then and only then will you get a copy. That's very specific, I think. At the end of the day, is it better that this is in the game, or would it be better if this was not in the game? Of course, it is better that this is in the game, but the optics of this I don't think are very good, because this is like, in my opinion, this is overly restrictive. I've been saying for years now, they need to add the summon coins to Ultra Banners. That, in my opinion, would have been a much better way of handling this than thinking up some kind of, like, you know, really strange and janky pity system for this. Just have it, just put the summon coins on these banners. Like, what? I don't understand. Anyway, this is the new thing they're going for. I'm not sure if this is an experimental thing or if they're going to do this moving forward, but if you don't pull a copy of Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in 45,000 CC, based off of my understanding of how this works, before we even see this in the game, you are guaranteed to pull a copy of the character. Should also be 2000 Z power. That's what I'm getting from this. But we'll see. We'll see once we get into the game. Here is the supporter logo. Okay. It looks like, by the way, that this is actually going to be leading into a full-fledged GT campaign, which is good. Boost up GT campaign, play during the campaign, and power up GT parties. So this, I think, should mean that during September, we will be getting more GT characters, which makes sense. I mean, if you guys go back all the way to... this was like the end of July when I was talking about the August schedule. My two tags or teams that I thought were most likely to get buffed were GT and movies. We kind of got like a pseudo movie buff campaign. This was like, it was an LOE campaign in disguise, or I guess it was a movie. The LOE campaign was a movie campaign in disguise for movies, and now we're jumping into a GT campaign. So again, it really does check out for me. It makes sense that they're going with these tags here, but I think September, based off of this, is looking to be a month of GT. Hopefully we get a good LF character in the middle of the month, and that could kind of round out the GT lineup. We also have this mission, or not this mission, this event. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Galaxy Imperiling Showdown. Clear battles and get Chrono Crystals. This is probably similar. Is that like... Which Shenron is this? This is like Naturon Shenron or something. I think that's what this guy's name is. This is probably like the Universe 6 event we had with Kefla drop. This is probably like the... Metal Cooler event when he dropped. But they've been doing a lot of these. Every time we get a new release, they do actually have. They've recently at least done a good job of giving us these events. The only thing I didn't see is a raid. Title screen. Oh, they actually, okay. So they're not just giving us the generic, card art as the title screen. They're actually giving us different art as the title screen, which is nice. This looks really good. This is a nice kick. You know what this is? This is the switch attack mechanic. Is this kick? All right, yeah, we saw that. I guess we could take a quick look at the actual banner lineup itself. We could just take a look at it here. Let's get rid of some of these tabs. All right, so Vegeta, I guess we could just open him and just do a quick sweep through his kit here. He is a range type. Here we have confirmation he's a range type. They changed the way, as part of this update, they actually changed the way some of the mechanics are displayed in the details of the character. So instead of just listing out blast card, special move card, they just list the images of the cards. So it's much easier to see and understand. And then the same thing for unique gauges, right? So they still say like time type to release type, but then they actually have the images of the gauge on here. So again, it's just people who are more familiar with the visual aspect of these instead of the worded aspect, it's easier to understand. All right, and then Z ability we know is GT or Saiyan. It's kind of odd that he doesn't buff Vegeta Clan on this, but sure. He holds a blast card that gives you 25% damage in the low area, which is good. I think this is a powerful ability here. But yeah, Vegeta seems to me to be very, very good. Again, I did a super in-depth breakdown of the character yesterday. Seems like a unit that is going to be doing tons and tons and tons of damage, and that is frankly what we need right now. We don't need another character that's, bulky, disrupt, tank god character. It's just, the Frieza Saga team by itself already does such a good job of stalling and sustaining itself that it's much better for us right now, I feel, to get a really powerful offensive character to just, be able to get through the team. It's really hard to kill that team. So it's good that we're getting a character like this. All right, let's see if we can get his stats all the way buffed up here. So it doesn't look like he's got a big differential between his blast and strike stats here. 267 blast, 263 strike. You can probably get away with just building this guy on a strike team if you wanted to. So that's good. I like that when they make these characters. Okay, yeah, like technically he's a ranged character, and this is also going to factor in his equipment options, right? Sometimes equipment require that you are a certain type of character, melee, range, defense, support. So that does factor into the actual classification of what the character is. But in terms of team building, you can definitely fit this guy on a strike team if you wanted to. But he's got a little bit of higher advantage if you want to put him on a blast team. Defenses also look decent. So stat-wise, he seems good to me. So that's good. All right, so that's just a quick overview of Vegeta. We have Spirit Bomb Goku on here, which is a little weird. I was expecting this guy to get a unique equip. We'll take a look at the unique equip for the Tag Goku and Vegeta soon, but I was expecting instead of these guys to get one. I thought this Goku would get one, and I thought the Tag Force would have gotten a Zenkai, but sure, this Goku is not particularly good. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is not particularly good. This guy's not particularly good. Good benches, but that's really it. And then besides that, there's not really much else here. It would be pretty interesting if this guy got a Zenkai, this purple 17. This guy was really good when he dropped next to the Tag 4s. But yeah, the banner's terrible. I mean, if you're not pulling Vegeta on this banner, the banner sucks. But guess what? Guess what? Like, what are we comparing this banner to? Are we comparing this banner to the Metal Cooler banner? Let's take a look at the Metal Cooler banner, right? So the first thing I'll say, and this is always the comment I make about Ultra banners, the main character of the Ultra banner is very good, but the main thing you want to be looking at with the, comparing Ultra banners to Legends Limited Step-Up banners is the Legends Limited Step-Up banner format is just far superior because you have the summon coins and the extra perks. And typically the lineups are better. On this banner, I mean, King Cold is okay, Metal Cooler is bad, Yellow Goku Black is pretty bad, Red Broly is pretty bad, this Cell's bad, Cooler is decent, this Cell is like fringe, and then I would say Frieza is pretty good. So the lineup on here is also not good. And then you have, like, for the 0.5% Sparkings, the Crusher Core are bad, Blue Beerus is bad, this Frieza is fine. and then that's it. So like, are you really missing out a ton if you decide to go in on the Metal Cooler banner as opposed to the Vegeta banner? Like, you're probably better off summoning on this banner, the Vegeta banner, because like the main character of this banner isn't even like good. So I mean, if you're like, ooh, should I summon on the Cooler banner or the Vegeta banner? I mean, the Vegeta banner is far better, just because the actual main headlining character is like insane as opposed to the Metal Cooler banner. So I am going to be extra cautious moving forward talking about summoning for LF characters, because it seems that they want to tone. I mean, this is just not them saying this, but based on the quality of recent Legends Limited characters, I mean, I am just, from an objective standpoint, I'm looking at what they've been doing to these LF characters, and can I really recommend people summon for them? Not really. So then where should people summon? Big celebrations, Anniversary Legends Fest, and then besides that, I mean, just Ultras. Because you know, Ultras are going to be good. You know, there's no question. So, yeah, that's this banner. The Vegeta banner. This Vegeta crushes Majin Vegeta. This is probably, like, I would say this Vegeta probably actually is a bigger counter to Majin Vegeta than even Ultra Cell was. And the main reason why is because this Vegeta has the Vegito Blue mechanic to bypass this guy's auto counters. So Majin Vegeta, I mean, he's just, it's over. Like, it's the meme of the guy with the backpack that's like taped and stapled together. Let it go, dude. It's over. Okay, now we're going to get into some equipment. We have 4 new equipment coming out today. We have this Awakened equip, which makes sense because this is kind of like the counterpart to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku one, which awakened with Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This is the Tag 4 unique equip, which we'll probably take a look at last. This is probably the equip that dropped with, or that drops with Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So I think this is actually the only Ultra characters that they have not done this for, Goku and Frieza. They almost every time release a unique equip that is supposed to work well with the new Ultra characters. For whatever reason, they did not do that for Namek Goku and Full Power Frieza, but for like every other Ultra release, they've done that. So that's what this equipment is for Vegeta. And then I think this is probably the co-op equip, I think. I mean, it's one of these two, right? So either this is the co-op equip, and this is the one that drops just from like the equipment collection event, or it's the reverse of that. All right, I guess we can start taking a look at some of these equips here. Let's take a look at the Awakened one first. So this one is for GT. So it's pretty easy to equip this on all the GT units. 20% base blast defense, 30% to base strike defense, 12% to pure blast when tagged Super Saiyan 4 as a battle member, 12% to pure strike defense when battle style range type is a battle member. Okay, so yeah, I mean, again, this is what they do with equip sometimes. Again, even though Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta might not necessarily be like a super heavy ranged character, he's kind of more of a balanced character, he is still classified as a range type, which can affect equipment. And this is exactly the point I was making earlier. This is solid. I mean, I don't think this is like breaking the game, but on a character, I could see like if Super 17 or something gets like a unique equip, this could be decent on him. It's a defensive equip mainly. Here's the biggest problem I have with this. This is mainly a defensive equip without HP. I mean, you could do that, but I feel like you got to at least have one of the two main defensive stats on the equip, either HP or HP restoration, one of those two. If you got neither, it kind of takes the equipment down a notch. It's still good, but I don't think I would like go out of my way to use this, but it's still good, still solid. There's nothing wrong with this, but HP or HP restoration on this makes it way, way, way better. Like, you honestly, slot 1, give this 10% HP instead of this, and this is a infinitely better equip. So, okay, we'll do this last. Let's take a look at this one. This is, I think, the equipment collection one. No. Open this. Thank you. Okay, GT in red. Yeah, this is definitely the equipment collection one. 25% blast defense, 25% strike attack, and 35% blast attack. Yeah, this is pretty par for the course for what we should expect from like the unique equipment that drop with ultra characters. We could take a look at some of the other ones that have dropped before. This actually really reminds me of the Golden Frieza one that dropped with Ultra Golden Frieza. This one right here. It's essentially like pretty close. 30% blast, 30% strike, and then 10% ultimate special move damage. Like they're always very generic and pretty basic. We've had a few exceptions. The one that just jumps out at me as being a huge exception is this one, the Ultra Vegeta Blue one. This one is still really insane. 12.5% defenses, 30% strike attack, and then 10% health and ultimate damage. This one is really good. We don't really see them drop equips like this anymore for ultra characters from the equipment collection event that are this good. So I mean, yeah, this one is like okay. And then this should be the co-op equip. Let's see what we got here. This is for GT or Saiyan. Or Saiyan. Okay, so a lot of characters can use this. 15% to base blast defense, 10% strike attack, 10% health. Okay. 15% to base blast, and then 15% to pure blast when GT and Vegeta clan is about member. Yeah, this is a big boy equip. This is a very, very good equip. You're getting base and pure blast, HP, some base blast defense, and they're just throwing in some strike here. They didn't have to do this. This strike didn't even need to be here. If I want to be picky, this could have been HP restoration, or it could have been strike defense. But yeah, this is a good equip. This is very good. This is what you want to use. This is what you want to use on Vegeta for sure. Yeah, this is good. And again, you don't even have to be a GT character. You could be using, for example, I don't know, like Saiyan Saga Vegeta, right? If you're going to be using Saiyan Saga Vegeta next to Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you could use this on the Saiyan Saga Vegeta, and he'll benefit from this a lot because he's a Saiyan, and you'll have this condition fulfilled with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta on the team. So this is good. I like this is a good, very good co-op equip. All right, let's take a look here and see what the Tag 4s are working with. Let me just quickly open up their page here. Let's just be realistic about this. This is a 2022 character. They are going to need a lot of help. Plain and simple. Let's just lay it all out there. This character needs quite a bit of help. The one saving grace of this character that is going to allow them, I think, to probably hit a little bit harder than people are thinking is this. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up. I believe this is just the Goku side that has this. So the Goku side, yeah, the Goku side is going to be hitting significantly harder than the Vegeta side, and it's because of this. This is a mechanic that is just going to age extremely well with how high damage. This is essentially damage guard penetration, but this is the wording that existed on characters prior to them introducing the damage guard wording into the game. But this is essentially 40% damage guard penetration. And I think this is going to be something that really helps the Goku side. I actually would not be surprised if we opened up this equipment and Vegeta ended up getting this. Like, oh, Vegeta gets 40% damage guard penetration. Let's see. I have not looked at this yet. All right. Again, they need a lot. They need a lot. Goku, and then, yeah, I mean, technically it's considered Goku, but this is the Tag 4s. Open up the ID here, and this is them there. Slot 1, 15% health, 50% to base defenses, and 120% damage guard. 120%. They got 60% reduced damage received. I think it should be okay. I think it should be okay. This character's not going to be as tanky as Ultra Super Vegeta. Let's just get that straight. But 120% damage guard on top of 60% reduced damage received. I think we could work with that. Slot 2, 160% damage, 50% to base offenses, and then 10% health restoration when this character enters the battlefield. Okay, this is something they love to give to characters on equips. We've seen this with so many characters now. Oh, the character heals when they switch to standby, or the character heals when they enter the battlefield. This is just something they love giving to units now. 160% damage, huh? The one thing to remember about this character is this is cancelable, right? They get 50% damage when they enter the battlefield or when they tag switch, on top of this 90, which is just the uncancelable portion, but this is cancelable. So we got 160. We can just call this 140, so that's 300% damage on top of this. And then they get extra stuff if there's a dead ally. Let me just see here. Remember, Goku's blue card is getting powered up the more cards he destroys. They're getting these cards too. AoE green. Yeah. Let me just check their tag ability real quick. Yeah, they're not getting actual damage on this. So it really is just 300% damage and then this. But this is powerful. 40% to enemy sustained damage cut penetration. Or damage guard penetration now. Alright, let's see. On... This is like... Don't even pay attention. This is like the non-red slot version. On battlefield entry, the following effects occur. Switch gauge plus 80%. Switch gauge plus... You know why that's really good? Where is it? I actually don't know where this is. Yeah, it's this. Their only way of getting cover null is by tag switching, but the enemy has to have a full team left. So if they're able to enter the battlefield and then essentially just immediately tag switch, they can get cover null up immediately. That is very meaningful. Draw one card if hand has 3 or fewer on tag switch. And they have card draw speed, and they draw a card here. So they're now drawing 2 cards. Oh no, this is... Okay, yeah, the wording on this is weird. This is all one, like, line here. On battlefield entry, they draw a card. That's what that is. On tag switch, the following effects occur. Protect hand. Nullify attribute downgrade / abnormal conditions. This is very powerful. Why is this very powerful right now? Because a huge way that most meta teams are disrupting is by cost increase. All right, we can go over here. Full Power Frieza cost increase. We have Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's coming out today. He has the Beast Gohan arts cost stacking debuff ability. We have Krillin, who's stacking arts cost increase. UI Goku, I don't really consider him to be like super meta, but he's stacking cost increase as well. So a lot of characters that exist right now are stacking cost increase. Mainly it is Frieza. I mean, he's the main culprit because, at least in my experience, 9 out of 10 matches you fight are going to be against the Frieza Saga team. So this guy and Krillin, both like combining together to give you like 50 cost blast cards, that is not going to be a huge issue for this character because of this. And then hand protection could be good. Again, they get a card when they tag out. The Vegeta side of the character has double card draw speed. We will see. We will see. I'm not entirely sure how good this is going to be. I'm going to be honest. I was expecting, I think, a little bit more on this, especially with slot 3. Right? I mean, maybe we could have wanted more damage. Maybe we could have wanted more damage guard. I was expecting a little bit more, but I think they should be able to do okay with this. I think so. So that is the equip for the Tag 4s. Anything else? Yeah, they added the images to the description. We talked about that. We talked about this. New missions and events. Yeah, so we have GT Adventure. So notice... Oh, actually, this only goes... So this isn't going live until next week, huh? GT Adventure from the 3rd to the 10th. Interesting. I'm not sure if this has any implications on the schedule, but that's interesting. And then obviously new co-op season, and then this new event. And then let me just quickly refresh the page to make sure there's something else here. Okay, there are some stuff here. What else we got? So we got this. Yeah, we talked about that. And that's it. All right, so let me know what you guys think of the unique equipment for the Tag Force. Let me know what you think about Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And then also let me know what you think about the attempt of the Legends team to introduce some kind of pity system for Ultra banners. Again, it's very, very restrictive. I think it's way too overly restrictive. It would have been a lot just easier and better if they implemented the summon coin mechanic on these banners, because I just don't like the way that they're doing the pity system for these banners. But again, at the end of the day, is it better that this is in the game than not being in the game? Yes, but I feel like if you're going to introduce something like this in the first place, it should pertain to more people. So let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in a few hours for the summon stream. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a good some good luck summoning if you are going to summon on this banner.